Good morning, everyone. All right, so now I'm going to cover what happened on day two, since I'm not sure what happened to the tape that I had already made. I started off by meeting with my accountability group, the Gangster Gang. We like that name. So we had met before day two started, and then we were off to the races. So on day two, we Benson came on again to answer questions about Privy. And Pace and Benson developed live right in front of us for us the 10 steps to really going through and getting a comp, how to comp properly. And it was very interesting. I really learned a lot. So as we were going through that, they decided, hey, when we're doing this comping, let's get everybody to do it with us. I don't know how many millions of people there were on there at this moment, but there were a lot of people, a lot, not just a couple hundred. So we all got on, and we were basically doing the same thing as Benson. However, a calamity of events started soon thereafter, like mine doesn't show this. What is the blue ribbon? Some people were talking about the blue. They had blue, and Benson didn't. He had just red because he was looking at just sold. So there were a lot of things that didn't quite go exactly as one might expect. I expected them as soon as they said, let's do it together, because I had taught during COVID, and I know what happens. Everybody, like I used to send screenshots of what the places were going to be, and if somebody got lost, I'd say, we're on page 4. Get to page 4. Go to page 1 on your own and get to page 4. I was a meanie, but my students got it because it was very difficult. But I didn't like it. I didn't like teaching that way. But they did a great job because we were all involved in the chat. We were asking questions. Pace was stopping. He was featuring people. It was an incredible experience. All for free. Oh my God. I mean, once you've paid um, the mentoring to the mentoring company, and not Pace, but to the mentoring company, everything else is free. It's just incredible what we're getting. Anyhow, and we were moving along pretty well, but at one point, I just threw my hands up because I wasn't asking, I wasn't saying, I'm not there, I don't get it. But I was at a completely different place than he was, He had a different results than I did. And I was like, oh no, different results is not good. This is not what we want. So, hey, I don't understand. And Pace is like, you don't understand? Okay, slow it down. And I thought, oh, people are gonna hate me. I had turned my phone off so that it wouldn't bother me now. But at that very moment, I was getting texts saying, thank you for slowing them down. Thank you, I'm lost too. But I didn't see that till later. And later in the day, I still got people saying to me, thank you for slowing Benson down. And I was like, interesting. So we learned some things, and I would like to say that as someone who thinks of themselves as a leader, I don't care if I look silly, or if I look dumb, or if I look like I sneezed, as Pace says. I have to speak up, because if I don't understand it, that's not leading. I mean, I have to understand it. If you don't understand, even as a non-leader, if you don't understand something, you should be always asking, I think, and stopping it if you can. Wait. Anyways, I appreciated that. We all went back. We accomplished a fair amount, and now we were given homework. So back with my accountability group, we chose some properties to comp, and we said we'd get back this morning, and we would, before the meeting, and we would compare. So that was nice. I'm excited. I'm like, yeah, I think I can do this. But you know what I found? I found that it's not always, I don't know, I have to wait and see what Benson says, but it appears to me that you don't always get comps just from the few, the steps that I followed in Privy, because there would be only like one property or two properties that were like properties and that you could really consider as comps. And I believe we need to have three. So I don't know what we do in a case like that. I found many others that, were just like he said, like we did during the class. You could comp them, you knew, you know, what you should be looking for, what the ARV would be afterwards. It was good. But we'll see what happens today in day 3. I'll also add a moment to say afterwards we had Benson held as an additional hour. I couldn't believe it. For question and answer. I couldn't go because I had to meet up with my accountability group. But that was very, very giving of him. And Benson, you are now officially family. You and Tommy from PCS, who on the next Zoom came and answered. PCS came and they answered the top 5, some of the top 25, but he took 5 questions on LLC. LLCs, what are the top questions? And he answered them, and that was cool. And then he answered some more. Pace's community is so curious, and we ask a lot of questions. Anyone who comes on as Pace's guest should understand that's part of our nature and that it's okay. So that was very